Oh well, at least we hadn't made any progress, so nothing gained, nothing lost.
Are you sure you want a restart?
Yes, I am sure. Okay, here we go again. At least Phil Connors kept waking up in a bed. Anyway, quick recap. Let's start with the big picture. Our long-term goal, of course, is to get back to the bar in our native time sector and close our tab. I'm sure all the other patrons will be taking advantage of that. We were transported to this futuristic time sector by a mystery character who was apparently rescuing us from goons sent by a past nemesis. The slightly less big picture is that we're now stuck in this one zombie apocalypse. Apparently one day our home planet will be taken over by a red cosmic super helmet. And the small picture is that we seem to be confined to this one street intersection because of the way the rubble piled up.
More rubble can be seen to the north.
Well, that wasn't the only obstacle. There was also that other one I, fell for. But it's not gonna happen again or anything. I've come to my senses now.
Even when you were younger, way back in Space Quest 1, you couldn't have pulled that off at this distance.
Wanna bet?
A real man would actually walk up to a building if he wanted to taste it.
Alright, I get it. Our salamander tongue doesn't provide enough for a truly thorough exploration. So we might as well inspect those buildings a little more closely. And become a real man in the process. That's too slow again. That's about where it was, right? Oh wait, this is the side the zombie comes from. Yeah, what am I doing? Ah! Okay. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna check out the building. What do we detect as we approach?
There's a sweet, fruity odor coming from the building.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Wild berry.
I wonder if we can learn anything else around here this way.
You swish the rubble around in your mouth a bit, but the flavor is too subtle to identify.
Maybe not.
You run the risk of tying your tongue in a frayed knot.
Okay, maybe we should go back to the conventional method.
A battered and boarded storefront shows the wear and tear a little war can have on it. The clearing ends here. Progress south is impossible over the jagged terrain. It's a lightweight, worn piece of rope.
I'm sure you noticed that the rope is a different color from the rest of the rubble. Now, isn't that interesting? Not the rope, but the fact that the rest of the rubble is all the same color. Regardless, a rope sounds like it might be useful.
You take the small, frayed, useless-looking length of rope.
Ooh, I think I know what that twinkle sound might be. Yeah, they just gave us 5 whole points for that. Which is what? 1/63rd of the total? Not bad for a puny little rope. Let's see what it looks like.
A crummy piece of rope!
Well, I don't see how that fits into what we're trying to accomplish right now. But hey, having something low quality in your pocket is better than not having it at all. Come to think of it, it looks like we're standing in a precarious spot here.
The building is closed up with welded metal panels. The rubble is too dangerous for you to mess around on.
Yeah, we're pretty well cornered. Let's scoot before our loopy friend loops back around. Ah yes, I recall this location in a past life. It's death. So, what can we learn about it now that we have the time?
You are at the eastern boundary of a clearing in this ruined city. Passage to the east is impossible due to a great void in the landscape.
Yeah, I'm aware of that now.
A large void indicates the absence of any dense matter.
So the important question is, why wasn't I able to notice it before?
As is so often the case with voids, there is nothing to smell.
Ah, that just might explain it.
As is so often the case with voids, there is nothing to taste.
It's a real shame that happened. I wonder how I would have done had I avoided that pitfall. Would probably be out of this hellhole by now, and I'd be... who am I kidding? I was totally lost. Oh, look. How appropriate.
Not with your tongue.
Okay, sorry, that was not appropriate.
Being downwind of the cyborg, you are very aware that it smells like a slice of luncheon meat that's been walking around in the sun too long.
Well, a bad smell is better than no smell, as we learned the hard way. I wonder if there's a way we can get back at him. Well, he's gone now. But it still seems worth thinking about. Maybe something involving this rope. Ooh, clever.
Don't you feel dumb standing out in plain sight while trying to trick something into your snare?
Stop picking on me. It's a good idea, just gotta wait for the right moment. For now, let's get back to exploring.
The artificial taste of the Xenon Road makes you long for the all-natural flavor of unpaved country lanes.
I do miss that.
You give the sidewalk a lick and accidentally step on a crack. Somewhere your mother screams out in agony. Her spinal cord snapped cleanly in half. Of course, she probably deserved it for the way she threw away those magazines she found in your room that time back in junior high. Those things cost you a lot of good lunch money.
Ouch. This place really is bad luck. I'm gonna take my explorations elsewhere before it really blows up in my face. Okay, so we're back in the middle of the intersection. So far we've been spending all our time on the east side of the street, so I guess now we should go... Oh, come here, you little wart. Oh, what is this? It knew to turn around as soon as I started walking. I don't see how I'd ever have the means to catch up to it. Sorry for being slow, in more ways than one. Anyway, as I was saying, let's turn our attention to the west side of the street. That green building sure looks interesting.
The old Bank of Xenon building held up fairly well. Too bad. They turned Roger down for a loan once.
I would think he'd wish for its destruction even more if he actually got the loan, because then he wouldn't have to pay it back.
You are in the northwest corner of the rubble-choked streets of Xenon.
Well, technically we're in the northwest corner of just this one. Not all of them.
A hazardous accumulation of unstructured structures blocks safe passage to the north.
Gosh, it almost sounds as if all safe passage is blocked on this screen too.
The rubble is rough and jagged. No sense in risking injury this early in the adventure. We'll get to that later. Forget it. The doors and windows have been sealed with welded steel plating.
Nope. I refuse to believe it. You can't just expect all the buildings that suffered the same fate to be in the same inaccessible condition. Ugh, there he is again. At least I seem to finally be out of his line of sight. As well as ours. I mean the side of us, the players. Probably still visible from the ground though, he was just facing the wrong direction. Uh-oh, I recognize that music. Yeah, that's bad news.
Droid or death.
Well, we're a sitting duck. Prepare your anus. Well, how about that? Actually got lucky for once. Good to know there's a legitimate hiding place on this map. And that sequence was even good enough to double our score. So we're to 63rds of the way through the game. You know what, I think this would be a good place to save our game. Type the description. Let's go with the score, and a little note about where we are. Yeah. Okay, so we'll never have to retreat further back than this. Let's take advantage of our position and explore while safely hidden away.
It smells like old money and new rust. There's nothing like coating your lungs with rubble dust to get your adventure off to a great start. The rich aroma of hover car exhaust fills your sinuses.
Can we even lick things from in here?
It tastes like you've just scraped your tongue to shreds on the pavement.
Now this is an expert methodology if I've ever seen one.
It tastes okay, but you generally prefer your rubble extra chunky.
But if there were any other practical advantages to maintaining a hiding spot, then I've already forgotten them. Besides, we don't need to hide. I saved my game. This place looks familiar, and not in a good way.
The huge building supports miraculously still stand.
That's really what holds this up?
Another of Xenon's ruined structures awaits the final slow assault of nature.
Let me guess. Due to the ferocious attack on the city and the heavy damage undertaken by this building in particular, steel platings, heavy padlocks, wooden bars, and long password fields now envelop it, thereby covering all bases and forever destroying all hope of obtaining access to the interior.
The building is inaccessible.
Well, at least they were to the point. Would be neat if I could use my tongue as a turnkey, though.
Good thing it's not below freezing, or you'd end up spending the whole game with your tongue stuck to the frozen metal. It tastes about like you'd expect it to taste, given how it smells.
But I don't know what that is. Guess we'll have to learn both the scent and the flavor at the same time.
It smells like hundreds of sweaty public servants once populated this building.
Yes, now it's all over my tongue.
You inhale the smell of the column and file it away in your brain under useful information.
You know, it's starting to look like this location may actually be worse than its mirrored counterpart. It even contains a vehicle that just might be partly responsible for all the destruction. Or I guess it could have been a fallen defender, can't tell the difference now.
The structural warpage and the enormous gaping hole indicate a violent end for this corroding battle machine.
A gaping hole? Let's have a look. Wait, what am I doing? I'm a janitor, not a repairman. Oh, this isn't the engine anyway.
This is the interior of a battle-scarred tank. A piece of unstable ordnance rests in the corner.
It does attract attention.
Surprisingly, no one has taken this small, innocuous-looking piece of unstable ordnance.
No one? I've been called that before.
Okay, you now have the unstable ordnance. Remember, it was your idea. Good luck.
Why is the inset still open? I would figure these things are supposed to close automatically when we're done with them. I don't think there's anything else we need in here.
This is the interior of a battle-scarred tank.
Whatever, I guess I shouldn't care. We already got our points, right? I'm assuming it's another $5. Ooh, no, looks like we hit the jackpot here. 35/315ths, which is... I can't reduce that fraction. How about you guys do that? That'll be your homework problem today, 'cause I'm lazy, so you get an easy one. And first one to get it right gets a high five. So let's look at this thing. Wonder what makes it so valuable.
A piece of unstable ordnance.
Okay. I'm sure we'll learn more about it somehow. In the meantime, let's go someplace we haven't been to yet, which would be, this way. Ugh. What's that smell?
The zesty tang of nitroglycerin fills the air around the ship.
Great. Hopefully we won't pass out before we're done hanging around here.
This sealed, battered building is the last one standing in the southwestern area.
That's probably because it was the only one standing in this particular spot before the war.
The place is a mess. Dangerous terrain prevents travel to the south.
Well, okay, maybe that was another building, I guess. In the middle of the road.
A quick inspection reveals nothing of interest, other than a glove box.
Oh, I am so there. I'm the reason the valet key was invented.
The interior of the air car sports many broken gauges and instruments, as well as a glove box.
Could this be a repeat of the aluminum mallard? Probably shouldn't get my hopes up.
It is a closed glove box.
Yeah, let's just stick to this. Okay, what is that?
It looks like a genuine Pocket Pal portable terminal.
Okay, well, let's hope the glove box is the lead-lined refrigerator of Xenon, if you know what I mean.
After taking a quick look around to reassure yourself that the place is as dead as it looks, you snitch the Pocket Pal laptop.
What? That's not exactly the most helpful description I've ever heard.
This is just a dumb terminal. It won't do anything by itself.
Except maybe get your finger stuck in there. Can't tell exactly what's going on, but all signs point to us needing to combine items here. Insert rod A into slot B, you know? You know, this is completely irrelevant, but come to think of it, the spot where Roger's standing seems a bit precarious. It's a fair distance from any spot under the building where we'd be able to hide. Plus, now the ship serves as an obstacle. So I'm gonna lock in our progress before anything happens. Alright, good to have that secured. And so much for these insets closing when you're done. Dang it! Nope, saving was a bad idea. Hurry up! Unbelievable. Absolutely no sense of urgency. Too bad this game doesn't have run mode. Wait a second. I think I'm onto something. Remember when I tried to catch the zombie with the rope, then the narrator said I was dumb for standing out in the open? Well, we aren't in the open now, so maybe we can catch him while we're here. I don't know why it matters, the zombie's in a trance on a fixed route anyway, but whatever.
Timing is a critical factor here.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. I'm guessing he's somewhere on the east side of his patrol, but who knows. Not you. Wait a minute.
Those sure are some finely honed reactions you've got there. Perhaps you're still suffering from time lag.
Oh, I could have gotten the... There's no way he'll do that again, though. Missed opportunity. Okay, here's our timing.
You start to give the rope a tug, but you realize that the puny little rope couldn't take the strain. Besides, why would you want to catch this grotesque dude anyway?
So it is the bunny or nothing. I just don't think... But I do hear the drums. Ha! You're not as smart as you thought I thought you were.
That was without a doubt one of the finest examples of bunny snatching I've ever seen. The stress placed on the rope during the bunny snatching was too much. You cast the useless fibers aside.
Victory! Ugh. Let it pass. We're good as long as he doesn't find out we took his laptop. Let's get out of this corner. Well, if both the zombie and the droid went north, then obviously that's not the way we're going. Wait, I thought a building support was supposed to, you know, support the building.
Decaying and destroyed buildings now house the apparently non-existent population of Xenon.
Not that I should expect the narrator to address that from here. But we shouldn't be wasting time with that. We need to start looking for a way out of this intersection, now that we've seemed to hit the limit of our exploration on all sides. Poking around on the opening screen probably isn't gonna help. Ooh, didn't see this before. Let's go in here.
The grate is anchored securely by bolts with corroded heads.
Can we at least find out what's down there?
It smells great.
This is not the time for puns.
It tastes great.
Actually, I'm not sure if that would be a good idea, even if we could go down there. Look at this weird stuff flowing in there.
What looks like fluid is actually a mixture of toxic atmospheric solids.
Oh, tell me more.
It smells just as good as it looks.
Tell me even more.
It tastes just as good as it smells.
Thank you. Now let's get back to going around in circles. Okay, here's two more grates I didn't see before. And these are a ways removed from the weird solid liquids.
The grate is anchored securely by bolts with mildly corroded heads.
Now, I've gotten screwed before in this area already, so let's be careful.
This grate has crud, gunk, and sludge built up around the edges. You can see through the grate, but can't make anything out.
Sounds like if either one's gonna open, it'll be that one. But let's try to be absolutely sure there isn't a trap here.
The cool, rank smell of a sewer wafts up from underground. Okay, you taste great and find it less filling.
Okay, I've done my due diligence this time, and I've concluded that the sewer under the grate is safe. Time to finally leave this area behind.
I would think that something identifiable as unstable ordnance would be low on your list of fun and healthy things to carry. We hope you'll get yourself together and rejoin us. Isn't this a blast?
I thought something was up when he wished me good luck upon picking up that ordnance. Was setting it off when landing that fall really a matter of luck, though? Well, it certainly wasn't skill.